Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here.
Tony, what's popping, bro? The very first Losers Lounge of the season. It's the Knicks. Slow down the Indiana Pacers. You know what I mean? What's good, man?
I'm glad to be back, man. It's been a long time, and it's a great thing to start off with the Pacers. We ended with them,
right?
And we start off with them,
right? No doubt about it. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to be here on the Losers Lounge, ladies and gentlemen. So we shall say welcome to the Losers Lounge, where we give you comments from the opposing team and what they thought about their loss to the New York Knicks. And, like Tony said, it's none better than do it than with the Indiana Pacers. You know what I mean? Than with the Indiana Pacers. And you know what? Automatically, they're going to start talking about the Knicks. They're going to get on the Knicks. They're going to laugh at the Knicks and all that kind of stuff because they're mad. So the first thing they say, Knicks fans feel like they won the chip in game 2 of the regular season. That's how I know we've been rent-free all summer. Ain't nobody really been thinking about the Pacers this summer, man. Like, we've just been worried about what the Knicks are doing. You know what I mean? I think Pacers and their fans know that if the Knicks were healthy, they beat the Pacers in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I think they all know that. So, this is Pacers fans being Pacers fans, man. Any thoughts?
Nah, I just responded to him. I said, after the first game, we felt like we missed the play-in. If this one felt like the championship, you know what I mean? The first one felt like we was eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking this year, and I'm not even going to base it on this game. This is second game of the season. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But these two teams, the Knicks and the Pacers, do you put the Knicks way above the Pacers in the Eastern Conference?
I do. I think Pascal's not necessarily a star. And yeah, I think they need him to be. I still think they need another piece, basically.
What's that piece? You think they need that guy who can just go get your bucket?
Yes, and particularly from 3. To be honest, though, I think they would be better starting Mathurin and the young kid. I think he's a rookie.
Young kid.
Walker.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think they'd be better starting those two right now. And I'd go out on a limb and say those should be their franchise guys.
I mean, I guess the only thing is, maybe they feel like they need that boost off the bench. I don't know.
I think if Mathurin never got hurt, he would have elevated himself last year. So I expect him to ultimately end up in that starting lineup and be that guy for them.
Yeah. It'll happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been coming off the bench for most of the time that he's been in the league, right?
Yeah, yeah,
From his first season till now, he's been coming off the bench.
he has.
Yeah.
But last year he was on pace for like a breakout year before he got hurt.
Right. Well, their main guy, Tyrese Haliburton, 0 points. G8415 says 0 points. He should donate his game check to charity. The number one guy has 0 points. What's going on with Tyrese Haliburton? I mean, he's busy taking pictures with women and all of that.
Yeah, I seen that. I ain't even gonna comment. I was gonna say something flagrant, some Drake's type stuff, but I'm gonna just leave it alone.
Yeah, but what do you take? What's going on with him?
I think as the star player, that's unacceptable. But I mean, I think Macau did a good job on him. And attacked them offensively. So you know what I mean? Like when you getting abused on a defensive end, like you can't guard this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you having a bad shooting night, it just piles on.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think he was in his head. He was in his own head.
Yeah. Vanguard said, "I'm blaming Holly for this one, fellas. As a franchise player, he has to play better." So basically, Haliburton's going to get the heat this year from his fans. He's going to get the heat.
I don't know if I caught it, but somebody was like, "This is what he learned in the Olympics." You know.
Now, there's another one here. It's not on the screen. Said we need some accountability from Holly since he is the face of the franchise. Let me ask this: Is Haliburton even a leader though? Kind of a leader. He's the face of the franchise, I guess, but is he that kind of leader?
Is Trae Young a leader?
It's a good question.
You know what I mean? Like I kind of put them in that same vein.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I know from his time against us in the playoffs that I know he likes to talk, and I do know that. Like maybe that galvanizes, you know what I mean? Your teammates when you talk and then you kind of back it up. So that could be a form of it.
It's something, me personally, there's something about Haliburton that I don't like. I don't know what it is, but there's something about him that
he's not humble. That's the thing.
He's not humble.
He's not humble. You know what I mean? Like Brunson is such a like a breath of fresh air in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, that might have been something that kind of killed. I'm not gonna say killed. That might have been one of his downfalls as far as personality with Brunson. His, you know what I mean? Like everybody doesn't appreciate humbleness,
right?
But on the flip side, sometimes you could not be humble, and it's so early in your career, like it could be a detriment. You know what I mean? So I think that's, for me, that's what I see. Like he's not humble. He took the stardom, and he, you know what I mean? Like he fell into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he did. Kevin Bergen said, "Not for nothing, but I remember you and Tony were afraid of the Pacers in the beginning of the last year. I thought y'all was crazy. I was afraid of the Pacers in the way that they played and how they stacked up against the Knicks. I thought that their style of play was like the kryptonite of the Knicks. You know what I mean? The Knicks, they didn't win, but they turned out to be that much of a better team than them, fully healthy. But I did feel like that was that style of play was the Knicks' kryptonite. I mean,
My bad. I think it was the Pacers and Orlando for me.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, that was pre-OG and obviously pre-Macau. that changes a whole lot. That changes a whole lot, in my opinion.
Yeah. Brandon said Haliburton really needs to stop shooting. Period. Only drive and middies. His shot is buns. He'll get it back. I don't really like the guy. It's something about him that I don't like, but he'll get it back. He's a good ball player. I mean, and the crazy thing is he was someone that I wanted to draft, right? But turns out I don't really like him. Make It Made Sense says, I have no respect for the front running. Talking about Haliburton. Yeah, I agree. Something about him irks me, man. Something about him irks me. Austin said, JB's game is just bump you off the spot on D and pray for a foul or hope you jump in the air.
Effective, isn't it?
Do we care? I mean, it's right. It's effective, right? Come on. Jalen Brunson. No one can stop him one-on-one. Yes, he does use his body to bump you. Okay. How many other players do the same exact thing? He's just more effective than other players. You know what I'm saying? People misjudge his speed because of his size.
Mm-hmm. And his strength.
And his strength. They misjudge all of that. And he has like he has really, really good timing. You know what I'm saying? He catch you when you shift one way, bop. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a super fast crossover like AI and all of that. It's just effective. You know what I'm saying? And then it looks nasty because you're like, oh, you didn't expect it from him. You know what I'm saying? People gotta stop fronting on JB, man. What kind of season you think Brunson's gonna have this year, Tom?
I thought he was gonna average 30. You know what I mean? He hasn't got 30 yet, and it's not too late. You know what I mean? He tends to turn it on mid-season anyway. And once he gets on a stretch, he likes to keep that stretch going. You know what I mean? Don't let him get 240-point games. He's gonna try to make it a rundown. You know what I mean? When he get in that rhythm. But I think he solidifies his all-star spot for sure. And I think early on right now he's probably just gonna enjoy the team success. You know what I mean? But he'll turn it on at some point. That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, and I think he's gonna average that easy.
30?
Easy. You know what I mean? I think because of the two-man game between him and Karl Anthony Towns, even more shots are going to open up for him. Because you have such a threat, and then there's threats on the wings with McCall and with OG. It's just gonna be space for him to go one-on-one off that pick and roll. You know what I mean? So,
what he had 22. What he had today?
Tonight, 21.
21, and he missed about 3 layups. You know what I mean? That's 6 points that he definitely left on the table right there.
Right. So I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people have said, what more can he do? I think he can average 2 to 3 more points per game, and then of course, come up bigger in those clutch moments and advance in the playoffs. It's a whole lot that he can do. I mean, whole lot that he can do.
Yeah, but
Make It Make Sense says Austin. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I must have.
That's the comment. The guy whose comment you read.
Oh.
He's
I got you. Yeah. I got you.
It's all right. It took me a minute too. So I was.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Make it make sense. Edgar said the Pacers are jacking threes. Hallie is being a wuss, and the Knicks are playing with cojones. That's what we do, baby.
And it's funny because I felt like early in the game, I
Mhm.
felt like they was trying to remember how we was talking about how physical we were, and we were just a kind of like a tougher team than them last year. Granted, we lost the series, but
Right.
but that was like, and then I think they had kind of made a conscious effort to kind of up their physicality. I think they was trying that again
Mhm.
early in the game,
Mhm.
and it was out of character for them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even though even if we did lose a step in toughness, which I don't know, I'm about to I'm seeing it a little bit different. I'm gonna give it some games. You know what I mean? We might still have that same tough identity.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I digress. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it time.
I hope
But
so.
I think they was trying to out physical us, and it was to their detriment because that's not their. They were playing out of character.
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of that's not who they are or what they do. You know what I'm saying? Not who they are or what they do at all. Keith said the Knicks already cutting to an 8-man rotation, second game into the season, running his players into the ground again.
This is where I would give Keith his props because about 2 minutes before I seen this, shout out Queen texted me. It was like, I guess Tim's going to the 8-man rotation. So and then it felt like everybody was talking about it. The announcer said it, Clyde said it. So I was just like, oh man. Yeah. I
I
ain't
mean,
with the whole running plays into the ground narrative, but Tibbs want to win games.
but
That's
right. So what you gonna do? I mean, I do feel Dadier can play, but if he doesn't feel these other guys are ready, what do you do?
And none of these, like you pointed out the minutes, none of it felt like they played 40 minutes. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I think when Josh Hart had 37, he was the highest. Then it was like 34, 31, 30, you know what I mean? So 33.
Yeah.
So that's the average minutes. So the only real difference is what Tibbs did was he gave them their regular rotation minutes even when we was up. That's all he really did.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that's like a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying these guys didn't play outside their normal playing minutes of what we should expect from them all year long, no matter who's in the road. You know what I mean? No matter what the rest of the rotation is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when Precious comes back, it'll be back to a 9-man rotation.
Agreed.
And Tibbs is comfortable there.
Yep. And then Mitch comes back. Then you know what I mean? Then we see
what happens, right? Right.
And we still haven't solidified those two more roster spots. So we don't even know. I mean, what else is going to be added?
Right. Exactly. Who's this? I'm said, wow, this team is horrible. I'm done. I mean,
Game 2.
game 2.
Did they win their first game?
Yes, I think they did.
Yeah. Got 1-1, bro. Calm down.
Right. You know what I'm saying? 1-1. I don't know. People be
I
bugging
know.
out. People be bugging.
But a Knicks loss probably stings a little bit different. It probably hit different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the first Losers Lounge of the season. You know. First Losers Lounge. I know, Tony, I know you gotta get up in the morning.
Unfortunately, man. Otherwise, I keep it going for another 30 minutes. But
I feel you. I know you gotta get up in the morning. I got some work to do tomorrow too.
no doubt.
Stuff
Monday's games are a little bit earlier, and
Yeah.
so we'll see about Monday's game.
No doubt.
Cavs up next. Let's get
Yeah.
them in the losers line. Let's bring them to the losers line.
Get it. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night. We appreciate your time. I know it's a short one, but it's the first one of the season. We're just warming up. Just warming up, ladies and gentlemen. The Losers Lounge. We're about to get up out of here. The Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers. They slowed them down. They only scored 98 points. They defeat the Pacers. The Knicks 1-1 on the season. They get back that loss versus the Boston Celtics, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Help that point differential.
You know what I'm saying? We out of here, folks. Peace.
None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You